Welcome to today's session on opportunities in cloud and automation. And I hope you're all doing well and safe going. So, to give you an insight on this, let me welcome the resource person, our CEO, Dr. Mendes Jacob, sir. He is a prominent academician, an entrepreneur, and a digital marketing enthusiast with 30 plus years of teaching and industrial experience. He's also the director of MCA program and also a professor at Marian College Kutikanam and the former director of School of Applicable Mathematics under MG University, now serving as the member governing body of Marian College and Marian International Institute of Management, Kutikanam, reputed for his expertise in marketing, management, and IT education. He has received the Best Entrepreneur Award from the Chief Minister of Kerala and Excellence in the IT Education Award from the Defence Minister of India. I welcome you, sir. Before moving to the session, let me have a brief introduction on IPSR Solutions Limited. We are an award-winning public limited IT company that has been delivering high-performance IT training to students as well as corporates for the past 21 years. The company, led by a group of dynamic entrepreneurs and prominent academicians, has 5 branches across Kerala. Our world-class training team includes industry experts with 19 plus years of experience and also architect level certified professionals, and our services include software product development, training and digital marketing services. Some of our highlights includes we are the world's leading Red Hat training partner and we have received 37 awards from Red Hat for delivering quality training in India and overseas. We are expert in corporate training, faculty development programs, technology seminars, workshops, induction training programs, internships, and career support. We have facilitated training for candidates from 50 plus countries, including America, Europe, Africa, Middle East, the Far East, and Australia. We have delivered online training to 8,000 plus candidates during this pandemic period through our learning management system. So let's begin the session. I welcome Mendes sir once again and over to you, sir.
So once again, welcome to this session. So today we'll start the training program. It will be a 7 days section. So before starting the section, I will just give you the opportunities in this particular area, the Red Hat technologies in the cloud and automation, and how this training is going to happen, and what are the supports you are getting from IPSR, especially on the side of the placement. So all these things we will discuss the initial 1 hour. After that, we'll start the sessions. Okay, so we'll start with some statistics like which will help us understand the opportunities in this particular technology. Now, coming to some statistics, regarding the volume of data accumulating every day. This is a simple statistics. 463 exabyte of data will be generated each day by humans as of 2025. That means 1 exabyte is equal to 1 followed by 18 zeros. So that is the volume of data being created each day as of 2025. So in 4 years, we will be generating this much of data each day. Okay. Now, coming to the technological side, how to store the data? What about the storage? What are the technologies used? Starting from 1980s, the different technologies are emerging. You can see in 1980s, we have the mainframe technology. In 1990s, we had the client server technology. And in 2000s, we have the internet era. And today, everything is on cloud, or latest, it is on containers. Okay. Now, coming to some reports. This was a report published in 2015-16 by NASSCOM. NASSCOM is the Association of IT Companies of India, National Association of Software Service Companies of India. So they have published a report, and in that particular report, these are the emerging technologies for the next 5 years. That means from 2015-16 onwards, you will experience that these technologies like cloud computing, infrastructure management services, information security, etc., these technologies will emerge, and you can find jobs in these particular areas. Now, coming to all these particular technologies, you can just go through the technologies like cloud computing is number one, information security is there, data center, 4G technology, the data analytics, and all these technologies are related to data. Because of the huge growth in the volume of data, all these technologies are growing. And you can find jobs in these particular areas. And these verticals are different from the traditional programming jobs or other jobs. So these are called other verticals. And you could experience the growth of these technologies for the last 5 years. Now, this was a report published by techrepublic.com in 2020. You can see AI, artificial intelligence, big data, cloud computing, and automation are having a dramatic impact on IT job roles and hiring practices. So we can see IT evolves in the direction of more cloud adoption, more automation, and more artificial intelligence. So these are the emerging technologies. And if somebody is looking for a career in IT, definitely you cannot avoid these technologies. According to Mark Hurd, he is a co-CEO of Oracle. In 2019, he mentioned about the cloud adoption. By 2025, 100% of application development and testing will be conducted in the cloud. But also said that by 2025, 80% of production apps will be in the cloud and 80% of IT budgets will be spent on cloud services. All enterprise data will be stored in the cloud. So that you have experienced, especially during this pandemic time. All the e-commerce portals, all the enterprise data, everything is stored in the clouds or cloud servers. Now, coming to the scope of cloud, there are some other reports or statistics. Forrester predictions 2021. According to them, the global public cloud infrastructure market will grow 35% to $120 billion in 2021. 35% growth means it's a huge goal of growth. Even our GDP is growing around 7-8% earlier. But anyway, for the last 1 year, because of the pandemic and all, we have the negative growth. And India's GDP growth is considered to be the highest growth rate among GDPs with other countries if you compare. So 35% growth means it's a huge growth. So in 2021, you will experience this 35% growth. And again, during this pandemic time, everybody is on internet. A lot of digital, adoption is happening. So that will definitely fuel the growth of the cloud adoption. Now coming to the Gartner reports, by 2025, 85% of enterprises will have a cloud-first principle. So all the companies, the respective IT companies, all the companies, they will look for a cloud-first principle. That will be their priority. And again, NTT's 2021 hybrid cloud report, for 96.3% of businesses in India, cloud is critical to meeting immediate business needs. And you can find similar reports if you search on the Google regarding the growth of the cloud technology or the opportunities in this particular area. Now, the scope of automation. If you search for Ansible jobs, Ansible automation jobs, on Naukri, you will find 6,000 plus vacancies at any time if you search for automation jobs. LinkedIn, you can find minimum 5,000 jobs. And in Shine, you will find more than 11,000 jobs. And according to Gartner, by 2025, 90% of enterprises will have an automation architect, up from less than 20% in 2020. So that means almost all the companies, all the enterprises, they will have a separate division for automation, an automation architect to lead that team. At present, there are only 20% companies. They are looking for automation in an aggressive manner. But the coming years, you will find this much increase in the volume of the this particular area, automation. And Red Hat Ansible automation platform, that is a foundation for building and operating automation across an organization. That is the leading automation platform now. Now coming to IBM, this is the biggest IT company in the world. If you consider the conventional IT companies, the number one IT company in the world, employing the most number of professionals. Now, IBM announced that it would be investing $1 billion to expand its cloud ecosystem. So in 2020, they have announced this. They will be investing $1 billion to expand its cloud ecosystem. Why? Because it expects hybrid cloud to be a $1 trillion opportunity, given that only about 20% of workloads have moved to the cloud. So at present, only 20% of the workloads have moved to the cloud. So they are expecting the remaining 80% workloads in the coming years. So they are expecting a $1 trillion opportunity in the hybrid cloud market. And that is why IBM acquired Red Hat. Red Hat was as an independent company 2-3 years before, and IBM purchased or acquired the company as a whole, Red Hat, for a price of $34 billion. So IBM spent this much volume of money on this acquisition because they have identified the future of cloud technology. Why IBM spent $34 billion for this acquisition? They have identified $1 trillion hybrid cloud opportunity by 2020. Already we have mentioned. And Red Hat Linux is the number one Linux platform for applications. That is the reason. Now, 80% of enterprise workloads have yet to migrate to cloud. So only 20% workloads are migrated to cloud. So they are expecting this 80% more cloud adoption in the coming years. So by acquiring Red Hat, the Red Hat technology will help them to build hybrid cloud, multi-cloud. Then it's an open source. And Red Hat Enterprise Linux is the most secure Linux operating system, or enterprise Linux, we can say. And management, the Ansible automation for managing the enterprises. Now, some reports about the recent Red Hat adoption. Many companies, they have adopted Red Hat technology. Red Hat has been named a leader by Forrester Research, the multi-cloud container development platforms. This was a result published in 2020. We can see Red Hat IBM on the top. Stronger area. Okay, they are the leaders. Now, World Health Organization embraces Red Hat DevOps technologies to assist healthcare workers during this pandemic. Red Hat DevOps technologies. And Porsche Informatic, they are the service provider, IT service provider for the Volkswagen Group. Volkswagen Group means these are the brands which comes under the Volkswagen Group. We have the Bugatti, then Bentley, Porsche, Scania, Skoda. All these comes under the Volkswagen Group. So Porsche Informatic, they are the IT service provider for the Volkswagen Group. adopted Red Hat OpenShift technologies. Okay. Now, Bharti Airtel accelerates its open hybrid cloud network deployment with IBM and Red Hat. This recently they have done it. Tata Consultancy Service gains agility and speed with open platform. They work with Red Hat to upgrade its legacy infrastructure with an open source technology platform, TCS. So these are some of the news clippings. Then the most recent news breakings about Linux. Linux is now on Mars, thanks to NASA's Perseverance rover. The helicopter-like drone on board the Perseverance rover uses a Linux-powered software framework. So Linux is on Mars. You can see Linux is everywhere. Okay. Now the opportunities of tomorrow in IT. These are the opportunities of tomorrow in IT. You have the DevOps, you have the cloud native applications, then artificial intelligence, public cloud, data science, automation, Internet of Things, telco 5G, then cryptocurrency, edge computing. All these are the new technologies the coming years. And for all these technologies, Red Hat Enterprise Linux is a common platform. So all these connect to Linux, all these future technologies. Now, a world without Linux, we cannot think about a world without Linux. For example, planes will stop flying because all the air traffic control systems runs on Linux. So Linux is on Mars, Linux is in space. The International Space Station, they have switched over from Windows to Linux. So planes, they are also running on Linux platform, Linux technology. Then about trains, all the rail control systems runs on Linux. And not only trains, the submarines, they're all having Linux as a technology. And the US Air Force, they are the single largest customer of Red Hat. And again, Red Hat Linux is used for mission critical applications, not only for the Army or the Navy. They're also used in other areas like stock exchanges. 80% of global training systems runs on Linux. The New York Stock Exchange, they switched over to Linux earlier, around 5 to 8 years before. The Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE, they also switched to Linux a couple of years before. Similarly, Singapore Stock Exchange, all these stock exchanges are running on Linux nowadays. So you can see wherever you go, when we are using Google or if you are using Amazon Web Services or some Hollywood films, like most of the special effects, they use Linux servers. Social media, it is on Linux. So wherever we go, whatever we use, Linux is a common component. Now coming to the scope of Linux admin role, how it is changing and how it is expanding, we can see. In 2005, Linux admin means they are using the physical systems. Okay, the technologies which are used in 2005, they are listed there. But in 2012, virtualization was added. So enterprise apps, security enhanced Linux, that is C Linux, etc. Then Agile is the technology. Then Linux admin 2020 means mostly you're working on cloud, add public and private cloud, containers and Kubernetes, automation and Ansible, software reliability engineering, DevOps, etc. These are the new technologies. So Linux admin 2020 means you should be dealing with all these new technologies. That is a difference, over the years it is emerged. Now, Red Hat is the world's leading provider of open source enterprise IT solutions. More than 90% of Fortune 500 companies use Red Hat product and technologies. So this shows the growth of Red Hat as a company and the technology also. Now, I will just go through some facts and success stories. I call it making impossible possible, because this is the phrase which I like most, making impossible possible. In our career also, if you can work hard or you can do some smart work, definitely you can also make impossible possible. Red Hat in 2003 in India, they're offering only one certification, that is RHC. They started operations in India in the 2000s. Then the first partner joined Red Hat. That's a part of Bangalore in 2002. And IPSR became a partner in 2003. We are the second partners of Red Hat in India. And that time, in 2003, Red Hat is offering only one certification, that is RHC. But in 2021, you can see in 20 years, they have grown to 50 types or 50 plus certifications they are offering now. More than 50 certifications, around 55 or 56 certifications they are offering now. So Red Hat has grown from one certification to 50 plus certifications. That shows the potential of Red Hat technologies. Because companies are adopting Red Hat technology, there are a lot of opportunities. That's why they have grown like that. And coming to IPSR, we have conducted many experiments. We have trained the students or children from 11 years to 15 years of age. Around 10, 12 students, children we have selected, and we provide them training. We wanted to know how they will absorb Linux or whether they can do the certification at this particular age. Surprisingly, all these children or these students from 11 years to 15 years, they got RHC certified. One or two students, they got RHC certified at the age of 11. Then at the age of 12, at the age of 13, many students, they got Red Hat certifications. So we have produced the youngest Red Hat certified engineers in the world. Okay. So RHC certification means there are two exams. One is RHCSA, Red Hat Certified System Administrator, and the next one is Red Hat Certified Engineer. So they have to write these two exams, and these two exams are of duration around 3.5 hours each. Then only they will get RHC certification. And this exam is a valuable, this certification is valuable because this exam is conducted live, and there is a script running on your system when you are writing exam, so that all these things will be monitored, and the evaluation is done from US. Then we have produced the youngest Red Hat certified architects. Red Hat certified architect means you have to write 7 exams. You have to get 7 certifications. Or after RHC, you have to write 5 more. So in total, you have to write 7 certification exams. Then only you will get a Red Hat certified architect level. Okay. So there are 2 students during the 12th standard. They have undergone the training and they completed all these 7 certifications before joining for the BTech course. Both of them, they have studied in Amal Jyoti College of Engineering for their BTech, and they are placed in multinational companies now, throwing comparatively high salary compared to other freshers. So this is possible. So we want to prove that if you have a passion and an attitude towards technology, you can achieve all these things for the certifications. You can achieve the even the Red Hat certified architect certifications. So many students who are non-IT or who are having some problems with their academic career, they are being certified and placed in multinational companies nowadays. Now I will give you some examples about students with black papers. So one student who was undergone a course in BTech mechanical engineering, and after the BTech mechanical engineering, he lost all the papers. So he failed for all the courses, all the subjects. for BTech Mechanical Engineering because we are not that much interested in that particular subject also. And he came with his father, and I suggested him to do this RHCE certification because he has got some interest in the technology, the IT area. So I asked him to sit in the class for 1 week. And if interested, you can continue. So in that way, he joined for this RHCE course. He completed his certifications. He completed his Red Hat Certified Architect course. He became a Red Hat Certified Architect. And now he is working in a Red Hat Asia Pacific region as a professional. And he is handling many multinational companies. And he is providing training to professionals, again, from multinational companies all over the Asia Pacific countries. So this is possible with this certification. And I can tell you hundreds of examples like this. Some of these examples I just remember. One is about this particular student. I cannot reveal his name because he has got this much number of black papers and all. Probably he might not have revealed this to anybody. And there are other 2 students who are politicians. That means they were having some politics while they were studying in the engineering colleges. One student he studied in MES College, Kuttipuram, and other student he studied in an engineering college in Kollam. Both of them have 44 back papers each. They have 44 back papers each after completed their BTech course. One student has completed BTech in computer science. The other student completed BTech in electronics. So both of them, studied for this particular course, RHCE course in IPSR, and both of them are placed. One of them is placed in the Assist International, that is again a US-based company operating from Cochin. He's a senior technical person there. The other student, he got placement offers from 3 companies after completing his Red Hat Certified Engineer course, after getting his certification. So similarly, there are students with more than 20 back papers. Many students, they got placed in multinational companies or other good companies in Kerala and outside Kerala, even outside India. So all these, the list of all these students is published in our website. Probably the names of those students who have got back purpose or a supplementary purpose may be hidden from that list. Their names may be hidden, but the other details are there, in which company they are placed and what certification they have undertaken, all these things. So this again, to give you some confidence, if you may have also some back papers, again, students with gaps, that means that is again a handicap when you are applying for a job in an IT company. Perhaps you might have some gaps during maybe 2 years, 3 years, or even we have students with the gaps up to 10 years. They might have worked in a different field, or due to some particular reason, they could not have worked for the last 2-3 years. So students with gap, again, that is a handicap when you are applying for a job in an IT company. So we have many students here who have undergone this training, and they have also have gaps, career gaps in between. And they are all placed. Many of them are placed in multinational companies, again, I will tell you. And coming to the non-IT students, usually, for an IT course, the students who have studied computer science and their engineering level, or a BCA course, or completed BCA course or MCA course, they used to join for technical courses, IT courses. But we have many examples. Some of the examples I will tell you. One is about a student called Sunesh. He's a Malayalam graduate. He completed his Malayalam, BA Malayalam from St. Thomas College, Palay, and joined IPSR as a trainee. He was from a poor family, so he joined IPSR as a trainee, and we have provided him with some scholarships. After completing his RHCE course, we have absorbed him in our company, and he worked in IPSR for 4 years. And after that, he is placed in a Technopark company, and now he's a security specialist there. See, be a Malayalam student without knowing even the basic computer fundamentals, like he was not aware of Microsoft Word when he joined IPSR at that time. So this about 10, 15 years before. So he could find a good IT job in a good company in one of the emerging areas like security after his RHC course. Definitely, that will motivate many others. We have students from other, denomination, other disciplines like physiotherapy. There is one example. I remember 2, 3 students who have completed their physiotherapy course, and one among them is Reggie Syriac, completed his physiotherapy course and joined IPSR for this RHC course. And after his certification, we have absorbed him into our team, and he was here for 5 years. By leaving the company, he was leading our Linux division. He joined the Red Hat US division, and now he is a cloud architect there in a senior position, working from Bangalore. And we have many other students, like lot of commerce students. They have joined IPSR and now placed in good companies after having their certifications. I remember one of the student, his name is Kiran. He completed his BCom course and tried for a CA, Chartered Accountant course. And after 4 years, he could not clear that exam. So he came to IPSR and joined for RHC certification course. After RHC certification, he is placed in Rein Cloud. That is a multinational company. It's a US company. And their office is in Hyderabad. He joined that company. And after 1 year, he got a promotion also. So a BCom student placed in a multinational company and working in the cloud platform. That's a big thing, And a lot of commerce students, they are placed after their RHC certification. And we have students from other area like diploma students. One student I still remember, his name is Biju Joseph. He is from Calicut, from a remote village in Calicut. He studied in a Malayalam medium school. Again, he studied in a Polytechnic college for a diploma in instrumentation. It was his course. He studied foreign language, only the theory part, because computers were not there in the Polytechnic colleges during that time. This was in 2004, 2003, 2004. He was in our first batch of RHC course. And he studied this RHC course and he have written exam, RHC exam 3 times, then only he could pass the certification. Because being from a Malayalam medium school, from a remote village, and again studied in a Polytechnic college, he was not that much fluent in English. So he could not understand the questions in the question paper. That's why he failed for the exam. But subject-wise or technical-wise, he was very good. So again, this Biju Joseph, he joined the CTS in Coimbatore. That's again a multinational company. After that, he joined Red Hat. He was working in the Red Hat US division. And from Red Hat also recently, he joined, he switched out to another multinational company. And again, 2, 3 years before, there was another student called Rafi. His testimonial is also there on the website. He's again a diploma student from Kollam. Not much communication skills. So because of his hard work, along with his RHC course, we are giving some tasks and assignments along with his course. And he was a hardworking student. After his RHC certification, again, he joined the Rein Cloud. Again, that's a cloud company, a multinational company. So a lot of examples are there, like this students from non-IT background, students from diploma courses, or students without much communication skills. Actually, all these are handicaps when you go for for searching a IT job. So irrespective of all these handicaps, if you have the will, if you have the passion, I can tell you definitely you can find a job in this particular technology. And from campus also, we are operating Red Hat Academy in many colleges, and from campus also a lot of students are placed because of the certification, especially one company called the Technologies Bangalore. So if you are an RHCSA certification, they conduct campus interviews every year. If you hold an RHCSA certification, definitely you will be absorbed. So we have many students, especially from Marine College, Kuttikkanam, where we operate the Red Hat Academy, Namal Jyoti also. So recently, from both these colleges, the students, they got placed in Red Hat itself. So this is possible again. So I'm just giving you some such stories. Again, about IPSR also. As I mentioned already, IPSR is the second Red Hat partner in India. The first Red Hat partner was from Bangalore. So we started our operations in 2003. As a Red Hat partner, we started the training. And we conducted the first RHC exam in 2003, only with the 9 students. We are having only 9 students in 2003 to write RHC exam because RHC was not popular at that time. So we are the first to start this training in Kerala. I conducted the first RHC exam also. But in the second year, in 2004, we received the national award for highest number of RHC certifications. Again, we have received the Asia Pacific Award in 2009 in 5 years. That means this shows again the growth of this technology. And why we got the national award and Asia Pacific Award? Because we have produced the highest number of Red Hat professionals in the world. That is one thing. And the second thing is almost all the students who got certified through IPSR, they are all getting placed. And we have a strong career team, career center, we call it, to place all these students in companies. And we have ties with many companies also. So when the students are getting placed, naturally, they will refer more students because we are not having any publicity or we are not having any advertisement in newspapers or anything like that. The students themselves, they refer other students so that they will get good placements. So in 17 years, we have bagged 37 awards from Red Hat in different categories. And we have trained candidates from 50 plus countries, from Americas or Africa or Middle East or Australia. So more than 50 plus countries we have trained students. And nowadays, because of this online training, because of the pandemic, everybody is conducting online training. So currently we have students from many countries, many foreigners, they are also studying RSC course at IPSR. And we have the alumni in top positions in MNCs. So wherever you go in HP or in IBM, you'll find the IPSR alumni there. Even in Red Hat, in Red Hat, in global learning services or their global support division is in Pune or their engineering service division that is again a global center that is in Bangalore. So wherever you go, you can find IPSR alumni. Okay. Now I'm trying to answer some of these questions. First one is, which course should I choose for a good IT job during this pandemic? I have given you some reports. I have shown you some statistics. So the rest of the research you should do. And if you are convinced only, then only you can join the course because you should be convinced first whether there are opportunities. So some of the reports I have shown you, you can just go through Red Hat website. The blog is there. Their case studies are posted in the blog, or you can search in the internet. It can have reports by Gartner or IDC, etc. So we can see whether these technologies like cloud, automation, etc. are booming or not. Now, is this easy for me to learn and practice? I have shown the examples of children from 11 years onwards, then students with back purpose, then students from non-IT background, entirely different disciplines like Malayalam or commerce or physiotherapy. And we have many students from other areas like BA Economics, BSc Mathematics, BA Literature. all these students, they have undergone this training and got certified. So this is the example I can give you. Now coming to the next three questions, I will answer that also. Will the online training be effective for me? Okay, then is the fee I pay for this training worth? Then will I get a job after the training? I will explain that also. Now, how we are conducting the course? The course is RHCSA and RHC. RHCSA is the first part. There are three modules. The first two modules consist of RHCSA, or then there is one more module, that is automation, that comes under the RHC part, or the third module. And we have an instructor-led online training. That means there will be live online sessions. So we will have live online sessions and additional instructor support from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. And why this additional instructor support? Because suppose you have a section on Monday for 2 hours. The next section will be on Wednesday, 2 hours. And you will be given some tasks and assignments. And all these tasks and assignments will be on our learning management system. So once the faculty or the instructor, they will give you the idea online. They will cover the topics, the theory part and everything. They will demonstrate the lab and everything. And you have to do your homework. You can go through these tasks and assignments so that in between you may find some difficulty or some clarification if you require. Our team is online. You can ask our faculty members or our trainers. So they will be available. Instructor guidance to set up your own lab will be provided because the training is online. So you have to set up your own lab. And that also you can set up the lab on a AWS cloud or somewhere because, yeah, that guidance will be provided from the technical team. Then you will get complimentary access to video recordings and reference materials through our online learning platform. We call it learning management system. All these sessions will be recorded. So the video recordings will be available and you will also get reference materials. See, even if you miss a live session, the recordings will be there so that you will not miss any topic. And there will be reference material on the learning management system. And there will be webinars and technical sessions by industry experts. In between, you'll get webinars on the technical topics. There will be a course attendance certificate upon the completion of the course. So once if you complete that course and after completing all the tasks and assignments listed on the learning management system, you will get the certificate, course certificate. Okay, that is the training part. Now the exam, the certification exam. Okay, earlier, if you want to write the exam, RHCSA or RHC, there are two exams. You have to pay the exam fee. Plus, you have to pay for the course materials because all these course materials are physical materials like books. And for RHC, you have to purchase 3 books. For each module, there will be 3 books, and it costs around 6,000 for that courseware. But being the pandemic time, this is the right time to do the certification because it is a discounted price. Red Hat has discounted it, there will be a huge discount on the RHC exam cost. There will be no fee for the courseware. First of all, that 6,000 is completely waived off. And in addition to that, when you pay the exam fee, you need to pay only the exam fee, not for the course material or anything else. You will get all these things extra. This was not there earlier. One exam free retake. That means if you fail for the first attempt, you will get a free re-attempt. This was not there before. And you will get 80 hours of remote Red Hat labs. Red Hat labs means you can practice this exam, the lab and everything on this Red Hat lab. This is a cloud lab. In that way, you'll get another benefit that, you'll be experiencing it. You'll be practicing it on the Red Hat lab means that is the most modern lab for this RHC course. And again, you will get 90 days additional Red Hat video classroom access. So when paying for the exam fee, you will get, again, after training at IPSR, when you decided to write the exam, when you pay the exam fee, you will get 90 days additional Red Hat video classroom access. So there will be Red Hat videos. The videos developed by Red Hat professionals, this will be an additional thing. You'll get a Red Hat participation certificate, Red Hat official courseware free of cost. That is online courseware. You need not to pay for that courseware now. And the most interesting part is Red Hat remote exam eligibility created globally. That means along with this exam coupon, the Red Hat exams are now remote. That means you can write it sitting at your home with a PC and with a proper internet connection. Sitting at home, you can write this exam. And the eligibility is for 1 year. So if you pay for the exam fee after the training, you will get 1 more year, 365 days more to write the exam. So even if you get a job now, you can join for that job. Maybe after 1 or 2 months, you practice it and you can write the exam. So, and suppose if you are traveling to some foreign countries or some other places, there also you can write this exam. Even if you travel to US or Africa or Middle East, you can write the exam there itself at your home. So this is the most attractive feature of this exam offer during this pandemic time. So regarding the payment, I can tell you this is the best time to invest on this training and certification, because maybe after the pandemic, you will not get these offers. And for the training also, IPSR is offering a very low fee, especially during this pandemic time, because of the we know how difficult it is for every student to find out to invest in the courses now. So we can understand that problem. So we are also offering it at very low cost. So Red Hat is having this much discount plus offers. These offers are very much attractive, because you have the flexibility to study at any time and everything like that. Okay. Then coming to the placement, will you get a job? So what all things we are bringing into the scenario? Just I will see. So we have a training team headed by St. John Providence. He's a MSc from UK. He did his post-graduation from UK. And he's a Red Hat certified architect. He's having a lot of certification, not only the 5 certifications I mentioned. That is the minimum eligibility for a Red Hat certified architect. He is a Red Hat certified architect with a level 11 or 12. That means whenever there is a new certification, he will acquire that certification, and he is thorough with the latest technologies. And he is having 15 plus years experience in India and UK. He worked in UK and also in India, currently working in India, leading our training team, Linux training team. Okay, then we have, as I mentioned earlier, task and assignments every day through learning management system. So we have live task, so that you will get a live experience. You will get assignments every day through our learning management system. So you can go through the task and assignments. Then there will be hackathons every week. We call it hackathons for this Linux division. So hackathons every week, because once if you practice the hackathons, it will be easy for you to clear the interview, the technical interview. And in addition to that, if you're planning or aiming at a job in a multinational company, okay, if you have the potential for that, definitely we will refer your name and we will resume to people in Bangalore, Mr. Srinivasa Prasad and Mr. Manoj Kesiriak. They're having more than 20 plus years experience, more than 20 years experience in multinational companies like IBM, Accenture, etc. They worked in India and abroad, and now they have joined with IPSR. and they are stationed at Bangalore, so that for providing training and placement to our students in multinational companies. So those who are interested, you can join for our premium course. There will teach you AWS Cloud and some internship programs in addition to the RHC certification. Then you can look for a multinational company where you will be placed with a huge salary compared to the local companies or other companies. That is another option. So in that case, you will get a personal mentoring and hand-holding for MNC jobs by these people, by Srinivasa Prasad and Manoj Kesari. That is also possible. Now, regarding our placement division, we have IPSR Jobs headed by Dr. Brijesh Georgion. I think many of you might have heard his name. He's a YouTuber also. He's heading the placement division at Marine College, Kuttikkanam. At the same time, he's heading our placement division. He's having a lot of contacts with many companies, and he conducted this placement drives, lot of placement drives for the last 20 years. He has got more than 20 years experience in this field. Now, you will get a personal mentoring and hand-holding by Mr. George Joseph. He's our manager. He's a MTech a topper, and he will individually hold you, and you can, he will provide you a personal mentoring, or in other words, a hand-holding from the first week onwards, so that you could find a better job in future. And our placement division, we have tie-up with 2,500 plus companies for placement. And we are conducting recruitments almost every day. We have a program called Job a Day. Every day we will be announcing a job, a vacancy. And for RHC job, in Kerala itself, we have more than 125 companies recruiting RHCs from IPSR. This is only for RHC jobs. For other companies are there recruiting programmers for other candidates from IPSR. So in Kerala itself, we have 125 plus companies. Outside Kerala, we have many other companies also. And our placement division, we are conducting placement orientation sessions, especially Dr. Brijesh Georgion. He will be handling that orientation sessions. And we have resume preparation sessions. We will teach you how to prepare a good resume so that the recruiters will be attracted towards that resume. And we will have mock interviews in between. We have both HR and technical mock interviews. So there will be HR mock interviews. At the same time, we have technical mock interviews conducted by our team leader, Sen John, or some other people. And there is a dedicated team, the Career Center, to arrange interviews. So we have the companies almost every day. We have a Linux vacancy. So we will connect the company with each of the candidates. So we will have a list of candidates so that each candidate can be suitable for each company. That way we have a mapping, and we will identify those students who have, for example, some companies, they are not asking for any education qualification. Even 12th standard is enough for them. So we will identify the requirements and the profile of the candidates. That way, our Career Center team, they will manage all these interviews and all, and they will guide you. Okay, so I think the second last question was, will you get a placement or something like that? I think I have answered that question also, what support we are providing and all. So let us conclude now. This is the era of fourth industrial revolution. You can see artificial intelligence, and you can find robots along the work in your workspace in future. So a lot of disruptions are happening. The one thing is the disruption from jobs, and the disruptive technologies. All these are disruptive technology. Cloud is a disruptive technology. Automation is a disruptive technology. AI is a disruptive technology. So you will find opportunities in the disruptive technologies. So disruption of jobs are happening, and you have to position yourself in that way where you should be. Okay, the data is the new oil in 20th century, oil exploration was the basis for all the economic activity. Especially in 20th century, you could find countries, they have emerged economically, they have grown because of the oil exploration and all. And oil was the basis for all economic activity. Whereas in nowadays, in the 21st century, data is the new oil. If you can manage data properly, if you have the data with you, you will be the leader. So, and almost all the jobs, IT jobs are related to data. And you have seen that open source is the future. Linux is everywhere. Even if you take your supercomputers, Linux is there. Out of the 500, the speediest computers or the fastest computers, we can say, or the supercomputers, around 495 out of 500, around 495 computers are supercomputers are on Linux. So wherever you go, you can find Linux. Again, cloud adoption, all these companies, AWS, Google Cloud, everything is on open source. Whereas only Azure is on Windows, only one public cloud. So cloud automation and AI will rule the future IT business. There is no doubt about it. So this is a hottest technology. Now, finally, attitude and passion matters. So especially when you are looking for a career in cloud automation, these technologies, what is the difference? If you're looking for a career in the programming side, for example, if you want to get a job in Java or in .NET or in the technical, the programming side, you should be a good programmer. That means you should have logical skills or mathematical skills, we can say. Okay. Then for the other emerging area, that is artificial intelligence, machine learning, or deep learning, or data analytics, or data science, we can say. So this is another emerging area now because of the importance of data. Data science is growing. Data science means it involves all these artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. All these technologies are emerging now. And if you want to get a good job, if you want to pursue a career in the data science area, you should be good in mathematics, statistics. Again, you should be good in programming also, especially the Python programming. Then only you can perform well in the data science area. And the third one, and this is an emerging area. The emerging areas are data science, and the other side is cloud and automation. In this particular area, what is the requirement? I can tell you only attitude and passion. And if you have the required technical skills, because there is not much programming, only for some automation and all some scripting language you should be aware with, like a Python or something you need to study. Otherwise, no, there is no programming in this particular technology. And mathematics also. And I know many students are not that much good in mathematics. So for these technologies like cloud, automation, etc., if you are not good in programming, if you are not good in mathematics skills or anything else, you can pursue a career. And that I have shown through examples. Students with a non-IT background, students with back purpose, students, children at the age of 11, 12, etc. All these people, they have undergone this training and they have certified in the data technologies because they had a passion for it and they have good attitude also. So if attitude and passion, if you have good attitude and passion towards technology, definitely sky is the limit for you in this particular area. And we have seen hundreds of students who have succeeded in this particular technology. Okay. So that is the conclusion. So I have gone through some of the statistics, and from the statistics and reports, you could understood that this is an emerging area, and what are the skills required to pursue a career in this particular area. I've already mentioned about with the examples, and regarding the cost also, I've already mentioned this is the right time for you, and because jobs are there to invest money in this area, at this particular time, it will be beneficial for you. It is not easy, I know, because of the pandemic situation. It is not easy, but it will be beneficial for you. That's what I wanted to convey you. So I think that's about the session.